This week on Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes, the nerds talk about Joss Whedon and Batgirl, Marvel's Fresh Start, Lost in Space, James Bond, and women in comics. So get ready, because here we come. Come on, dick. Check 1 2 1 2.
Check.
You always gotta pretend like it's happening.
Check.
You always should be ready to go, Chuck.
I'm ready. He wasn't.
Check 1 2 1 2. TJ, give me a loud.
Check. Check. Check.
All right.
What color am I? Okay.
Welcome to another exciting, amazing, slippery, disgusting episode of Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes. I am your superior host, Michael.
Hey,
Our
man.
favorite host, if
Superior.
you will.
Yeah. And with
only.
me, consistently, is Ray
Yeah.
Kind of because he
Chuck.
has to be here. Hey.
and TJ.
Yep.
Nathan decided he was going to do some Castaway level dentist work and hurt himself with his ice skate and string.
I was amazed that he had an ice skate.
Well,
Since we're in,
why
like,
not?
I think the nearest ice rink is like 100 miles away at least.
Well, you know, he preys on, people, not victims, at the Jacksonville ring, you know, where the Panthers play. Or are they in Tallahassee? I can't remember where our Florida hockey team is. That and the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Do we still have one?
Yeah, I think we have the
There's
Panthers
two.
and the Lightnings.
I think
the Panthers are not anymore, aren't they?
I thought they were down in Miami.
All I know
No,
is
there's not a
that
Miami
baseball's never been hotter than the Jacksonville Suns.
They're not the Suns anymore.
Scrimps.
I'm just
Gramps.
rolling out 25-year-old fucking
25-year-old regional sports.
I feel like a dick for stepping on your toes
people
for
are
that.
gonna love that.
Damn it.
What's that?
You always step on our toes and you spoil
know.
things too, Chuck.
No, I'm sorry.
And you're late.
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed up at I had to get beers because you were so late. Like I had to do something. That's how late you were.
Yeah.
You said I was leaving 30 minutes before it took you 10-minute trip. Takes 30 minutes to make a 10-minute trip.
We don't understand Chuck's traveling tendencies.
Do you go
We can't-
backwards? Does relativity not affect you?
He's driving
Good defense.
He's driving his 86 Ford Ranger backwards because that's the only gear he can get it in.
Yeah. The other five don't
96,
work.
but it's about to be
do
like
you
that.
draft behind people on bicycles and it just takes a while? What's going on? I don't know. Anyway, we're
It's
here
like
now,
Marty McFly,
here.
except he
starting an hour and a half.
Reaching out my Ranger holding a semi.
Yeah, no, holding somebody on a bike or a skateboard in your truck. It's like, I put it in neutral, Bobby, keep pedaling. It's not my name, man. Get the fuck away. Anyway, so we're all here, finally, with some Ocean Pacific flip-flop. Man, I haven't worn Ocean Pacific since 8th grade.
I didn't know they still made Ocean Pacific.
they don't.
Yeah, I got him a
It's
Walmart like
probably just
$10.
called original product because they're so fucking old now.
He found him in the back of his truck.
Yeah. And when he bought his truck, it
Behind
came
the
with a
seat.
free pair of flip-flops
OP
and a pair of
flip-
bird jeans.
Some Bugle Boys, some Ocean Pacific, and one of those Dayglow shirts that when you slap it changes colors
man,
and shit.
those- I would kill for one of those that worked today.
You could probably just get one off of eBay way cheaper than the cost
they
of
never
someone's
really
life.
worked. I feel like that technology should have evolved, and we should have really cool shirts that work
I mean,
like
they
that.
had it in Black
Well,
Panther.
That's true.
How he slapped his shirt and
Wakanda
it changed
has that
colors.
shit.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever, you guys. Hashtag Wakanda forever.
I'm sure that heat-sensitive fabric exists.
I'm sure it does,
Yeah.
But we're talking slap-sensitive fabric.
but not here.
Oh, well.
I have heat-sensitive fabric. You leave me alone long enough, this shirt will change to a darker blue color.
And if you slap the front of my pants, there is a negative effect. A very painful negative effect. So I, too, have slap fabric. Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, talking about hitting nuts here. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and get our nerd on. How about that, Ray?
Oh well, I guess
Yeah.
if you want to,
When you
we can.
prompted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your nerd on. 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 Get your nerd on.
Welcome to our weekly segment where we talk about the things that we've been nerding out on this week. Classically, we need to start with Ray. So, Ray, please tell me your nerd on for this week.
All right. Well, first off, I am going to say that TJ is motioning me, and I can't understand what he's saying. Yeah. Okay. He's killing the lights. So, yeah. So first off,
Right.
it's been
Darkener?
about 6 to 8 months, but
68 months. What are you in prison?
68 months. I finally
You have a
got
5-year-old
out episode 2.
It's like 7 years.
Yeah, I finally got out episode 2 of N is for Nerd, Black Panther.
Cool.
It hit on Tuesday last week.
It's got tens of listens.
It's got dozen of listens. But yeah, if you guys have not got a chance to go check it out, number one, I would really appreciate it if you guys would subscribe and rate it on iTunes or Stitcher, Google Play, whatever you listen to things on. I don't have enough episodes yet to have it on Spotify, but once I do.
Listen, guys, take it from somebody who is not a part of the N is for Nerd podcast, but imagine if someone reads a Wikipedia page to you. That's how good it is. That is how fantastic it is. Free of charge,
If
too.
you're so lazy that you don't want to really read the Wikipedia to yourself, but you still want the information, go listen to N is for Nerd.
Because he's covered 2 pages so far, and there's way more planned down the road.
That's how good it is, guys.
Pronounced Black Panther, according to this part of this Wikipedia page.
Oh, wow.
We also started and finished a new series on Netflix called Everything Sucks. It's like a
Did it suck, or was it just a clever name?
It was a clever name. It's a very 90s-esque
It's not like
show.
the shitty Beatles.
We thought it was, we thought it was going to be a lot more just like cheesy 90s references, and those are definitely in there. Like the kids are definitely like just popping open their surges and drinking.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
A lot of bulkheads, flame shirts.
Yeah. Well, not that much
A lot of
because
Guy Fieri in trainings.
it's about
Puka shell
You say
necklaces.
that like it's a bad thing, Mike.
That dude fucking pumped the brakes on the Fashion Train 1998.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
and
he
hasn't looked back since.
But it's definitely just like a teenage drama, and Allison loves teenage dramas, and I myself don't mind them at all. So it was one that we it's like 20-minute episodes. I think there's 10, 12 of them, whatever Netflix normally puts out. So we burned through that pretty quick this week. It was a lot. There was a lot more to it than I expected. I expected it to be just a fun laugh fest. But there was a lot more to it. It had some depth to it, so I appreciated
Angst
that.
to it.
Yeah, definitely, because I mean it's a teenage drama. Of course, there's going to be plenty of angst.
It's going to be like, the girl the guy likes, like fucking catching him in a compromising position, or they drop their books and they bang heads, or like his mom walks in on him jacking off, or it's just basic kid stuff.
Yeah,
right?
The
Yeah,
basic stuff that
per
happens
90s.
every
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah,
to us.
the dreaded swirly. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Mom,
The
get
swirly-
out! Don't
basically,
you knock?
so basically, if you took American Pie and made it into a TV series,
I mean,
Because American Pie,
do
I
they
think,
fuck
is
pies?
horrible.
What? Eugene
I
Levy
hate-
was amazing in that.
Well,
yes,
He's amazing in
He's a
everything.
model. He's a model father figure.
I don't think
Yeah.
you can
I would
judge a
kill
movie
for
just on
Eugene
him.
Levy to be my. Fuck you! Have you ever seen A Mighty Wind? You can judge that movie on Eugene Levy.
No, because he's excellent in everything. That doesn't mean the movie's excellent. It's just a pleasure
Have
to get
you
to see
seen
him on.
Stay Tuned with John Ritter, where they buy
haven't.
cable TV from Satan?
It's
One
amazing.
of Eugene Levy's best roles.
God, I haven't seen
Was
that movie in years. It was so good.
No, that was Pleasantville. was thinking Don Knotts was the installment, but that was Pleasantville.
No, it was that child pornography guy, the principal
That's
from
right.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. For Ferris Bueller, Mr. Rooney.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy.
So we watched through that. I've been reading a lot of Captain
Don't
Marvel
research.
because episode 3 of
Gummy
It Is for Nerd, spoiler alert,
Been in
is
my
Captain
pocket all
Marvel.
day.
Well,
Why not Captain America? Nobody knows anything about him.
he didn't want to do
that's
Cable
true.
either because that would have
Cable's
been
a little
3
bit
Wikipedia
much.
What about
pages.
Captain Kangaroo?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Counting cigarettes and watching Captain.
I also started.
Good song.
TJ bought an X-Men board game from like the 90s that has some figurines in it, and I haven't been painting stuff in a while because I told myself I wasn't going to jump back into that until I finished B is for Black Panther on N is for Nerd. So I finally did that.
Yeah.
So
Basically trying to put as much distance between KDM and himself as possible.
huh? Oh,
Kingdom
Kingdom
Death
Death.
Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said Katie. I was like, we're talking about me,
KDM.
not TJ.
Yeah, that's why I was.
D, not KT.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other night we went into Gainesville. I got some paints that I needed to do the X-Men stuff, and we got back too late to for me to jump into KDM because I'm still like a little intimidated about that.
Don't you got to put them together
Yeah,
still?
I still have to put them together before I paint. Once I put them together, we can start playing. But I have never done that before. So anyway, so I came back home. It was a little late, so I broke out TJ's X-Men that he asked me to paint, and I painted up Beast, Iceman, Psylocke, and then I've started Nightcrawler and Gambit.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with the Beast. The Beast came out
Yeah, Beast
pretty
looks
good.
really good.
Iceman looks really good too.
Iceman
I
looks
think.
good. The Psylocke I'm not real excited about. I think I need to do some.
Part of that's the sculpt.
Yeah, these sculpts are so bad. Like she has the
Not enough
most
boobies.
man-faced.
No,
Looking skull.
It looks like
China.
like Caitlyn Jenner. Almost.
But nobody noticed the face of Psylocke. It was from neck down.
No, I
Well,
noticed the
You
face.
can
too.
you notice the face, when the face looks like it has a beard and stuff on it. It's
Oh, wow.
it's pretty rough.
It's got a more of a 5 o'clock
Just get an
shadow than I
X-Acto
do.
knife and take the beard
when
off, Ray.
it's like Mike's head on boobs. it's you notice it. So I've been doing that, working on some of that. Like I said, the Beast and the Iceman I think turned out pretty good.
Yeah,
Gambit and the Nightcrawler so far, we'll see. I think it's okay where it's at, but we'll see how much better it gets. I haven't done any highlights or anything on it. But I also watched 2 documentaries this week. There's been one called Chris Claremont's X-Men, which of course is my bread and butter.
You love Claremont.
I love Claremont. I
love
love
X-Men,
the
too.
X-Men. Yeah. And Claremont's X-Men specifically is the best run of comics I think I've ever read.
Yeah.
And it's like 17 years worth of comics.
Yeah.
But this documentary, I found out about it because I've listened to Jay and Miles explain the X-Men, of course, because I love the X-Men and they're one of the best podcasts on the X-Men. And they've mentioned it before, but it was like 2 years ago. So I looked it up, couldn't get a hold of it. It wasn't available anywhere. And finally, I saw a trailer pop up for it probably about a month ago, maybe in December, because it's been on my Christmas list for 2 years, but you can't get it anywhere. So it finally popped up on iTunes. I was like, well, I don't really want to buy it on iTunes. And then I messaged the company that made it, and they said, well, wait a couple of weeks, it'll be on Amazon. And this week I checked again, and it was on Amazon, so I bought it. And it's really good. It's really, really good. Ann Nesenti and who was his other editor?
Harris,
Wheezy.
No, oh yeah, Louise Simonson.
Louise Simonson is on it. Yeah, she goes by Wheezy as well. And it looks like maybe they added extra Claremont things. Jason Aaron's in it and talks about it some. But it's really good. And then last night I was on Netflix just kind of fucking around, and I found a comic book called She Makes Comics. And I was like, well, I just watched this Claremont. I'm in the mood to watch another comic documentary. And I figured it would be like a lot of web comics and stuff like that, but it's not. Like Gail Simone's on it, and again, both Ann Nesenti and Wheezy are on this one. G. Willow Wilson that does Miss Marvel, just a bunch of people like that. And it's basically just going through like the history of women in comics and all that kind of stuff. excuse me, God. And it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And it's just on Netflix. I've never even heard of it. I didn't know anything about it, but it may be new on there. I don't even know. But it was great. I really loved it. So
What did you like about it?
I just love getting to see the creators talk about like, I don't love their struggles, but love seeing them overcome their struggles in a predominantly male industry, because they definitely talk about in the early part of it how in the 50s the readership of comic books was 55% women and 45% men, because there were a lot of romance comics and stuff like that. And when the Comics Code came out, that kind of killed all of that stuff. It killed like a lot of the horror comics, a lot of the romance comics,
One of the pulps.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the detective comics and stuff like that. So basically, what's left is your superhero comics. That was easy. You didn't have to worry too much about the Comics Code stuff with most of what you did, especially back then in the 50s and all. So it kind of just killed the readership of women in comics and all. So that was really interesting to see, and like just their view of what the comics industry is now for women. There was a really cool store that was like a comic book store for women, not specifically for, but like catered towards, because sometimes going into comic book stores for women can be kind of, I wouldn't say intimidating, but like,
I think it can be intimidating as well.
Nerds can be dicks.
It's an experience,
especially when it comes to the opposite gender. Like a lot of those guys are already, kind of have bad relationships with women, or misguided ideals, or just straight hatred. It can get in the way.
Well, and it feels like sometimes girls in the not specifically in the industry, but just like nerd girls have to like prove themselves a little bit more.
Yeah, even you're just a gamer girl or whatever, or you're
even
just pretending to be.
One of our questions this week, I don't think the dude that posted like meant anything really derogatory about it, but one of our friends posted like, we asked a question: do you prefer when you collect things, toys and stuff, do you prefer them in the package or out? Nice. And someone posted like their stuff. It was a girl that's a friend of ours. That's she's been on the. I think she's been on the at least one or two episodes.
Yes.
She posted like her stuff, and she had all these comics. And this guy was like, "I hope you've read all those comics." And like I know her, like she's fucking read all those comics, and she can put people in the ground. Yeah, she makes comics, and her comic knowledge is formidable.
Yeah,
more so than like probably half of us in this room.
I would say
she would be an
3/4.
Artemis.
I would say 3/4 of us in here.
Artemis?
Mm-hmm.
I think
from RPO.
You're probably the only one that could probably even come close.
Anytime I see her in real life, I love to just like go back and forth, because we have very similar taste in comics and stuff.
Like quiz her and she quiz you like quid pro quo.
No, not really.
Trivia gauntlet.
But that's what it seems like always happens with women is like, because I know TJ had a story where he had to like, him or John, you had to come down on someone because some girl came in asking about a Batman about Darkest Night or something like that.
Yeah, some girl came in, and I say girl because she was considerably younger than me.
Yeah,
and so anyone 25 or younger to me is going to be a girl.
Yeah.
So no offense to anybody.
I took offense.
But she came in, she's like, "Hey, do you have any Batman comics?" And I'm like, "Well, we have some trades," and because I didn't try to do single issues.
Yeah.
And I had to have a come to Jesus meeting with one of my guys because he just started going off. I'm like,
"What do you know about Batman? What do you know,
dude?" I'm like, "You need to leave this."
Yeah, because she get upset and
she got up and she started crying, and I kind of called him out right there.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
She's still. And to me, that was like, that's lost money. And
no, absolutely. Well,
I don't like seeing girls.
As fuck.
It's rude as hell, and I don't like seeing girls cry.
I don't like bullies.
I don't like bullies, and I don't like losing money. So, I mean, those are all in.
There's so many strikes against him there.
Yeah,
Whew.
there's 3 strikes. So I had come to Jesus like right there in the store, right there.
Women, and you just fucking shit all over both of those.
So it was like, you need to calm your shit down or hit the bricks. So,
Because I
And-
mean, that's a real thing that happens all the time.
But I mean, that also happens to like just anybody. It's a very inclusive group, and if you don't know your shit, then a lot of people will come down on you and condescend to you, and that's doubly so. For women.
absolutely.
It happened all the time when I worked at GameStop too. They'd walk right past the girl associate, and they'd come right to me and they're like, ask me a question about a game. I'm like, well, she's the expert on it.
yeah, absolutely.
And even if I did probably know more than she did, I was like, oh, she's the expert on that game. She plays it all the time. I don't know anything about it.
yeah.
I'm just the manager here. I don't
violence.
I don't play shit up here. She plays everything, so you have to talk to her.
I play counting the register and leaving 30, 45 minutes after
Yeah.
close.
exactly.
What I play.
So I try to get rid of those stereotypes when I can.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that was one of the good things about this. There are several different. They go into like several different groups that they have to help with that. And this particular comic shop was catered more towards women. Like, of course, if I went in there, they're not going to beat me up about, oh, you're a dude in here. It's not it's not going to the other extreme.
because women don't act like
It's
that.
an all-inclusive thing because, I mean, they're comic books. Comic books, you can have a comic book about anything. So, like, because this was one thing I really liked about it. When you talk to people, no one ever says, oh, I don't like TV. I don't like TV shows.
I hear that all the time.
They never say, I don't like movies.
I hate TV.
I don't like books. That's
but
not
I
a very
watch
common thing. Some people
Netflix
don't read.
constantly.
Yeah.
Especially
Well,
around
that's
here.
different. That's
A lot of
that's
people
yeah.
don't
No,
read.
it's not different. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah, but unless you don't read, people don't say I don't like books because there's a book about anything. You can find a book about anything you're into, but people will be like, "Oh, I don't like comic books,"
Yeah.
and it's like, how do you know? There's so many comic books out there, and there's so many that doesn't mean if you don't like Superman or Batman. I mean, there's for sure a comic book out there.
Look for.
These
For
are the
you.
same guys beating down the ticket registers at the theater for the comic book movie that's coming out.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my nerd on. That guy on a big tangent about.
Nerd on always goes on a big tangent.
Yeah, it
Your
does.
nerd on
That's
at least
because I'm-
30 minutes every time.
That's because I'm long-winded about everything.
But short dicked. Okay, Chuck.
That's all of us, though.
Didn't have much
To be
going
fair.
on, but I will say
I'm not going to lie.
I've done a little bit more stuff on my phone. I've downloaded a game or two, pretty much puzzle games.
Because guys,
He
we
can't
have to go.
download a game now.
We have to go into this.
We told
Are
them
you
last
excited
week
about-
my
we
phone,
have to go
my
back
phone was
into
dead.
it.
Are you excited about playing Pokemon Go finally?
I forgot to download that. I saw a girl I work with. She was doing it. I was like, oh no. But
Chuck's
no, it's
S3 finally died, and
last
he
week.
finally.
We told him that.
We're going into
Why are
it
you taking me
again
down this bad fucking road, dude?
This is a
because this is for
monumental
them.
occasion.
We're thinking about the listeners, and maybe they missed last week. And if you did, go listen
Fuck
to
you
it.
if you missed last week.
But Chuck has finally moved to an iPhone
Very belligerent this week.
5S.
Get it right. But
The phone's slightly newer, but
yes, but
it'll
I mean,
last
I-
a
I-
lot.
I can
It'll
do
last a
stuff.
lot
I can
longer.
do more stuff with it. But I mean, I downloaded a couple puzzle games like WWE Champions and Marvel Puzzle Quest.
What kind
like
of shitty puzzle game is that?
No,
Like,
it's pretty much like Marvel Puzzle Quest. You move.
well,
hit-
you said wrestling is like. What kind of wrestling puzzles do you have?
Did
like,
you unlock Stone Cold yet?
It's an
No.
actual puzzle.
No.
if you move this block the correct way, you put
Yes, if
Bret
you line
Hart
up 3
in the
or more
Stone Cold
objects,
Stunner.
boom, you build up your meter and you can do moves to people. But I mean, I'm
The
just having
Peter
fun with
meter?
stuff like that. Yes. But one thing I couldn't do on my S3 was I could not use Audible. And Mike has raved about it for
Oh, yeah.
ever. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can get it on this phone. Well, shit. I
You
could.
got your signed up.
You got your free credit. Hopefully,
Well,
Could have got 3,
Well,
Did you go
right?
to audible.com/nerds who get laid? Because
I forgot
I
about
don't know
that.
if that still exists or
that's
not.
that's not even the link.
Was that not it?
No.
okay. Well, regardless,
Like Audible podcast.
downloaded the Audible app and got my first free book.
Mhm.
I was really excited about it because I'm like, I enjoyed the Dark Tower movie, and I'm like, you know what? I want to read the series. I want to start with that. So I downloaded my book. And I'm listening to it at work. This is, I think, like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Dark Tower 1 or the Dark Tower.
So I'm listening to it, and I'm like, man, there's a lot of shit getting thrown at me. Like, at one point, there's like this demon spider baby being born. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then they mentioned September 11, 2001. I'm like, wait a minute.
What did you...
It sounds like I know what happened.
Exactly.
Wow.
I didn't realize that The Dark Tower is also a book as well as the name of the series.
Yeah, it's the last book in the series.
Yes. I was an hour away from finishing this fucking book when I realized I'm not reading the first book.
Oh, if you were an hour away from finishing on The Gunslinger, you'd have been like at the very beginning of the book.
Yeah, you might as well finish it because that'll open up The Gunslinger.
But I was like, this makes no sense. And I realized what I did, I was not reading it in the right order. So I was kind of pissed about that. And then I was like, fuck, let me see if I can buy another book. Couldn't do it on the app, so I went to audible.com.
That is the one complaint I do have about
on the
Audible app.
You have to go to the
can't?
website.
You have to go to the website
or
and buy
Amazon.
the book.
Nuts.
It is nuts. It's
It is.
ridiculous.
But doing that, I got another free book. Well, I got the credit, and I signed up for my first free month, $14.95, blah, 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 whatever, every month after that. So I decided I'll get Ready Player One. Mike has raved about it. TJ has raved about it. Nathan, I don't care about. Have you read it yet?
No, I'm not going to read it till after the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I know that the movie is not going to be as good as the book. So
I
I'm
think
going to
it'll be
watch.
different.
Well,
I think
it might be,
good.
But I started Thursday, right before I left work. Listened to it all day Thursday, or Friday. Finished it up Saturday morning as soon as I got to work, and then I listened to it again. Saturday to Sunday, I finished it again the day before I left work.
There's a lot in that book.
It is.
Yeah.
And it
Is this why you haven't
really
listened
good.
to episode 2 of N is for Nerd yet?
No?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that is the reason why. Sorry, I got confused.
Thanks.
But
You're welcome.
I'm trying to break a record for my podcast.
not happening. But no, I really enjoy this. To the point where I'm probably tomorrow when I get paid, I'm going to buy a physical copy, so I have that still. I just really love this book, man.
RPO is great. I haven't listened to Armada yet, but they said a lot of people say it's just as good
Really?
as RPO, and supposedly I keep hearing that Klein's writing a sequel as well.
That's what I've heard, too.
Ready Player 2.
Hey,
Maybe.
I don't know, but it's... At first I was like, it didn't seem like it was hitting, and then once...
It takes a couple chapters. It's not bad from the beginning.
It's doing a lot of world building in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes. But once he's getting close to... No, once he gets the first key, and then gets the first gate and wins that, and then Artemis and all that, I'm just like, okay, it's kicking up, and then... I don't know, I don't want to spoil it because Ray hasn't read it, even though he said he's not going to, but I really enjoyed this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that just rarely kind of stick with me beyond the book. Like, I'm reading it again. I might not finish it before book club on Tuesday because that's TJ's pick for our book club this month.
Oh, good job.
But I'm having a good time. I'm about halfway through it right now, and it's just a good, fun book. And
Is this the second, third time you've been through it?
This is my second go around.
Dude, it's really... Ray, I think you will really like it because, I mean, just the nostalgia overload. Like, there are times I'm sitting around just laughing at what they're... Like when Percival and Artemis are going back and forth, like in their IM,
Yeah.
it's like just the description. Percival saying this, Artemis saying... I'm like, really? This is just... It's hilarious with Whedon going off, and just the references alone of everything that's going on in that
There's a
book.
huge amount of... Like, from the very beginning, from the first 2 pages, they do a fucking Ghostbusters reference. I'm like, yep.
Hooked.
Yes.
Mike is hooked.
You assholes.
It's like,
yeah.
you dial my number.
Yeah.
But I think just 2 of the key moments for me in the book, and it's just like those were the ones that really, like, holy shit. And then I'm like, I really felt emotional about it. Was Sorrento's first appearance with Percival
Yeah.
Yeah.
at IO when they were in
I can see
IOO,
that.
when he was like, sit down.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh shit. And then
Sorrento's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Shoto and Percival
They're
when they're
yeah.
at his fortress.
Oh, yeah.
That got me pretty emotional right there, because when they're saying is like,
But-
oh, we weren't brothers, but in the Oasis we are brothers.
Yeah, over the weekend I was I listened to it again because Katie had to catch up, and she hadn't gone through it once, and so she got to the part that you're talking about with him and Sorrento, and she's like, and she was lulled into that false sense of security that I remembered from the first time reading. I'm like, okay, then it's like, oh shit,
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
there's
like, how about
fucking
you're
around.
going to do this? All right, how about you just sit down for this one last offer we have? But I will say some stuff I know will not be in the movie. Like, the Beta Capsule will not be in the movie. I don't see that happening.
I don't think a lot
That's
of the references
disappointing.
are.
I know!
I don't think the Spider-Man Leopardon mech's going to be in there.
I
either.
think that's going to be the Iron Giant. But
It is.
yeah.
And that's the thing that pissed me
they're
off.
modernizing a lot of the references, and Spielberg said he's leaving his stuff out of the movie just because it seems a little like narcissistic, even though Spielberg's a huge part of the 80s.
Yeah, I just...
But he wasn't too much in it, though.
No.
That I recall.
Well, not in the initial, not in the book. He was mentioned a couple times.
Yeah.
But nothing that came right out. It was simply a footnote. But I think that the way they're focusing, a lot more pop culture that everybody could get, not just specific to the 80s.
Yeah.
I think that there was an opportunity for a lot more to be in there.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. But I just...
Especially background stuff that you can't go into detail in a book because there's just so
too
much room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can just have it in the background on a movie, and it just it's just in the background.
That's one of the things, is that you can have all these references that don't have to be pointed out. Like with a book, you have to point it out because if not, it's not there.
Yep,
You have
exactly.
to mention it.
I just don't want the original love that went into this to be kind of overshadowed by trying to modernize it.
Well, I mean, take heart knowing that the author Klein is working hand in hand with in the movie.
Yeah,
with the producers and directors.
So I'm pretty excited about the movie still.
Yeah,
and I know it's going to be a different story. I mean, the main beats will be there, but it'll be a different story, and there'll be different things that happen and everything.
Yeah, there's like a rebel faction or something. They're
gonna up the urgency and stuff like that, and just change up some things for it being a movie instead of being a book. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I just want to see Mechagodzilla versus Ultraman, but that won't happen.
No,
because Iron Giant will get torn apart.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
What else you got?
That was pretty much it. Other than that, I downloaded finally for Injustice 2 the Ninja Turtle Fighter Pack, but I've yet to get back onto that.
We'll just let you know, Chuck. The next book you want to read is called Gunslinger.
Yes,
I know. And then there's the drawing of the three, and then the Wastelands, and then Wizard in the Glass.
I have all the physical books.
And then the Wolves of Kala.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
so
the thing is, just because I found out when I started the Dark Tower, the guy that's narrating it, I had the default speed was not working for me.
I listened to all my books at 1.5 speed.
I've tried it on that. Flowed so much better. And Will Wheaton did amazing at 1.5.
I do 1.25. 1.5 is just a little fast for me.
It just depends with British people. Usually, I have to listen to 1.25. But for American English speakers, if I'm having trouble, I usually just listen to it at 2.0 for about 5 minutes, and then 1.5 times speed.
We have a friend that listens to a lot of audiobooks that was telling us at book club one time that usually if it's too fast for you, go up to 2.0 and listen to it for a few minutes, like Mike said, and then slow it down back to 1.5, and you'll be good. I
just feel like I'm missing stuff even at 1.5. Even when I've done that trick to go up a speed and then come back, I feel like I'm still missing stuff. That's me personally.
It really just depends on the author. Some books, even now, I prefer at 1.25, and if I'm reading nonfiction or or something that I have to really pay attention to, I usually just listen at 1.0 speed.
But I'm looking forward to just starting to get into more books and doing it that way because I eat up a lot of time when I'm at work.
Yeah.
So I can probably chew through a lot of books now.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to admit this, but I probably spend $20 to $50 a month on Audible. I just listen to so many books.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It's not bad, but I mean, it's a lot of money. I'll usually do. Lately, I've been doing the 2 for $22.95, and then I'll buy the 3-pack for $34 and change.
Yeah.
And then some books are like $20 a piece, and if you go to the Game of Thrones and shit, or other books are
it's like 2 credits,
20, 30, 40 hours. They'll want 2 credits for them.
Yeah.
What else?
Yep.
All right. Well, TJ, how about you, buddy?
Like I said a little bit earlier, I went through Ready Player One with Katie again.
But
so it's like my 4th, 5th time. I'm not sure.
All blurred together.
One of the reasons I've went through it so many times is I like the book, but 2, since it was my choice for book club, I kind of have to
know it a bit better than everybody else.
Know it a bit better and be able to do the questions and stuff like that. But it was enjoyable watching Katie's reaction for it. So, especially like some. No,
She like it?
Yeah. She didn't get into it really until
The love story?
no, she hated the love story. It was the funniest thing.
Surprising.
Well, she's around all that teen drama all day because she's a high school teacher,
Yeah.
and so this is like super teen drama, BS internet dating thing. So it was like, man, this is sad.
For me, it was like business as usual.
She's been watching Freaks and Geeks,
I love Freaks and
and
Geeks.
I've been kind of watching it on the
This is
side.
the first
with her.
time around?
Yeah, I haven't
really
watched
good
it before. It's pretty good
It's really good. I love it.
because she'll usually watch it, and I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm doing half-ass doing other things while it's on. So
The main character, though, has been in a lot of stuff. Like, she was Hawkeye's wife in Avengers 2.
yeah,
Yeah, her, Linda, I think, or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
she's
something like
great. I
that.
love her.
but I think I like the three younger ones more than I like the older ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're just more entertaining
because
to me.
Franco's still a creep in that
then-
show.
Yeah, and then Tom Wilson being the damn coach. For those of you who are not like up to speed on Tom Wilson played Biff in the Back to the Future movies, and
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
he's just so good.
Perfect.
I'll
Yeah.
just pay attention during those parts for it when he's on the show. So he's not on it a lot, but he's on it enough to where I'm
worth it. Yeah.
definitely noticing it's definitely worth it. And I think we're about a third of the way through this because there's only one season, right?
Yeah, it was
Maybe-
canceled early, unfortunately.
Maybe halfway through. I think we're like episode 13,
I think
14.
it is like 20 something
Yeah,
episodes.
That's a
though.
long
Episode
season.
13, 14. So
Yeah, it was a normal like long season.
So we've been doing that, and then the other thing we've been doing is going through for past like month. We've been watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the beginning.
Nice.
So I think we started it at the beginning of the year, and
You doing the
Starting
one a
out
week?
with X-Men,
no,
the animated series.
we started with Captain America. I know some people say not to do that,
Are you
but
doing chronological?
yeah. So
Okay.
we started with Captain America,
Makes sense.
and then we did Iron Man 1, and then 2, and then Avengers, and so forth. Or Iron Man 2, then Thor, then Cap, then... Or not Cap, but then Avengers. But anyway, just went through Iron Man 3, and we're in the middle of Thor Dark World.
How do you like Iron Man 3 second time around?
Well, yeah, I mean... having some distance on it, it's kind of middle of the road. It's not as bad as everybody says it is.
But it's very far off from the first Iron Man.
Well, I just
I think it's more middle of the road.
yeah, I enjoyed the beginning and the end. It's just the middle's really weak.
Yeah, the middle's kind of
The
slows
middle
down.
had some good character stuff in it though.
Yeah, it had some good. It's got some good character stuff. I can see why the Mandarin stuff would pull some people down out of that, but it's real middle of the road. I mean, it's I don't know. I'm not. It's not bad. It's not up to the par of like Black Panther or Winter Soldier or Ragnarok or anything like that, but it's not.
But it was years before that.
Yeah,
so.
it's not garbage either. So, same with Thor: Dark World. I mean, there's some highs and lows, but it's just not.
So you're starting from Iron Man.
No, he started from Cap.
I did Cap first,
okay.
then went to Iron Man. But
Oh, okay. So you're not actually going like chronologically.
It's going literally
well, not when they
chronologically.
were released, but more like
When they took
when they
place
took place.
within the, within the
Okay.
timeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
So it's been fun going back through it again like that. It's so I like knowing where things are going, and then kind of seeing the hints that are thrown out there for it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Very cool.
And Avengers isn't even as bad as I thought it was. Because, I mean, really, I thought Avengers was one of the weakest ones.
I didn't think it was the weakest. I just don't ever think it's as strong as everyone. This is
No.
my nerd, like, I don't know, honesty, like going out there on a limb. I don't think it's as good as everyone thinks it is.
No,
I
think
you thought it was good before.
Avengers?
Yeah.
Avengers is fine, but everyone acts like it's the best Marvel Cinematic movie ever. And
A
I
lot of people
don't.
do.
Okay.
I think it's it's good for the nostalgia of that
First wave.
of that circle scene.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely. That's
your ticket price.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah, because you get to that point and it's like, I haven't seen this before. I'm not ever going to get this feeling again on watching a movie.
Yeah,
because everything else is going to set it up. You know, you've got nothing's ever going to hit
it's
that.
almost the same as when Nick Fury shows up at the end of Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the literal fuck? Did he just say Avengers Initiative?
Yeah, and Avengers has two of those moments where you get the circle, then you get Thanos at the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only thing that's going to come close to that for me personally, the only thing that's going to get close to that
is watching Thanos knock the fuck out of Tony Stark.
Is seeing like the Avengers there and seeing. I don't like Wolverine as much as a character, but seeing Wolverine fucking walk in, or Wolverine and Cyclops walk in, I'm gonna blow my shit when that
when
comes
the X-Men show up.
Yeah,
blow his load.
Or you get that long stretchy arm.
Yeah,
and if Fantastic Four are there, I don't like I don't give a one fuck about the Fantastic Four, but when they show up on screen with everyone else,
to me,
change my pants.
We busted out of continuity to help.
It's going to be just one of those moments when that comes in, all of that shit just flows together.
No, I remember that moment when it wasn't even in the fucking movie, when I saw the trailer of Civil War. Mm-hmm. And Spider-Man showed up. Like,
oh my god,
that was like, I was tearing up. I was like, I played it my whole life for this.
Yeah, I played that like 80 times.
Yeah.
Like shit, fucking Spider-Man's here. You know, it's
fucking Spider-Man's here.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I'm Spider-Man, and I'm here to fuck.
Exactly.
My name's Peter, and I like to fuck.
You know?
Yeah, he fucked up everybody.
It was just there's those moments and going back through the series again, you're seeing those things, and it's like, man, it's pretty cool. It's been a fun ride, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
10 years already.
So that's mine.
Mikey!
Okay, guys. Last but least.
Oh.
Let me see. Finally, I beat Wolfenstein 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent series. One of the more bizarre games I've played. And just to give you an idea, at the end of the series,
how can it get more bizarre than Hitler taking a nap in front of you?
It's just really weird because he's all old and crazy and like pissing everywhere. They only called him AH though, but it's clearly Hitler.
AH. Who could that be?
I don't know. But it's just a satisfying game. Like at the end of the game, I don't want to go into it really, but basically you walk onto a talk show stage live and just like bury a hatchet in some Nazi asshole's face.
Nice.
It's so fucking cool. But at the end of the game, you know, you're walking in to like get these codes or whatever, and your girlfriend, who's also pregnant,
I'm guessing this happened before your head was chopped off.
After. Well, the pregnant was before.
Mind. Okay, that's why
she's still pregnant.
Okay.
Anyway, like,
you go
to open this fucking door to get these codes, and like the worst shit comes out of it. Like it's a cutscene. Like all these like super Ober Commando robots and like a Panther that breathes fire, a Panzerhund as they call it. So you're just like, fuck.
I love that name though.
Yeah. And then like you see your pregnant wife like run out of the shadows. She's like, no. Fucking throws 2 goddamn grenades, blows everything to hell. Her shirt gets on fire, so she rips it off. So she's butt naked with her tits out, all pregnant, covered in blood, like mowing fucking Nazis down. It's the fucking most epic, most ridiculous
This is the
thing.
most Michael Almanac game I've ever heard.
Titties, pregnant, and blood. My favorite. She was woman. It's such a crazy fucking game. I can't recommend. I know I talk about it a lot, but it somehow surprises me every time I play it.
Because it sounds like first one I played, It's like, it's going this way, and then the second one just goes somewhere else with the ridiculousness.
It's just crazy, man.
I need to pick up the second one soon.
I also had the opportunity, I know it's like a month or two behind, but I got the opportunity to play Cuphead on Xbox. That game's really hard. But as I'm sure everyone's heard, it's hand animated, so it looks gorgeous. It just looks like Steamboat Mickey, like the smoothness of it, and just the variety of enemies and how you fight them, and just it's just a well done game. Like, a lot of heart and a lot of time went into it. I would put it on the level of difficulty as like the original Mega Man games, or like Mega Man 9 that came out about 10 years ago. God, has that been that long?
Were the Mega Man games that hard?
Yes.
Fucking
the original ones?
Yeah. Mega Man X series wasn't that bad. the original Mega Man series
1, 2, and 3.
I remember
sucked.
beating 2, but I was never good at, like, I never beat original Mario or like Ninja Gaiden or anything like that.
Ninja Gaiden's fucking hard.
It was just a lot of timed jumps and
pretty much,
and a lot of dodging, and I'm just not really good at those games, but it's a lot of fun. Anybody who's into platformer shooters, I mean, a lot of these games, half of the fights are just straight boss fights. You just go into this world and it's a big ass boss fight.
Yeah,
it's really cool. So I'd definitely recommend that. But my favorite nerd on for the week, though, is I was able to see Annihilation
I am
last night.
so pissed that's not here.
Well, I mean,
I was surprised it's not here.
Because I was looking forward to seeing it Thursday night.
I didn't even know it wasn't
not
here.
fucking here.
It's technically kind of a low budget sci-fi movie, and I use low budget very strictly because it's got a lot of great actors, it's got a lot of great imagery in it, but it's just not a blockbuster. And it being sci-fi, like, it's just, I don't think sci-fi has a big a demand as other movies. It's growing. But I mean, these are the guys that made Ex Machina, and I've never seen that movie, but I've heard it's really good, and this one was really good too.
My problem is, it could have come here. Get Jumanji out of the theaters. It's
Jumanji's going to make some money, man. You know who's going to see Annihilation? You know who's going to see Annihilation in Lake City? Us fucking 4 people. You know who's going to see Jumanji in Lake City? Everybody.
Yeah.
But it's been out since around Christmas. It's almost 2 months.
The shit still keeps making money, man.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, say you love licorice. You love black licorice. It's your favorite, but everybody else fucking hates it. I know. So
Who the fuck likes black licorice?
So are you going to sell your black licorice and only you're going to buy it, or are you going to buy the shit everybody else likes?
Yeah,
it's about the consumer to, quote Joe Dirt. Yep. It's not what you want. It's the consumer. Chicken wing. I call it kicking wing,
But I mean, I would have enjoyed it being here because I really wanted to see it.
It's worth the trip to Gainesville if you end up there. But Jennifer Jason Leigh, Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaacs, all great actors.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Oscar Isaacs, the husband.
It kind of treads into like kind of trippy 2001: Space Odyssey type stuff, but it's still very coherent and still a good part of the story. Scared, amazed. It's such a great movie. I want to read the book. That's how much I enjoyed it. But Natalie Portman's killing it. Well, that's I saw her in was Black Swan, and that was awesome too.
Oh, that's been a while.
It's been like 5 years. But that is it for my Nerd On.
All right, let's move on to some news.
Yeah, let's take a quick break and move on to our news.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce you to the newsman of the evening, Jimmy Ray Hancock. Come on now. He's with the news. You're gonna read the news now. Jimmy Ray, he's with the news. Hey Ray, what type of news you got tonight? Well, I hope it's good. This is Ray with the news. Here we go. Ray's with the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat.
I think more importantly is that, where the fuck...
All right, so...
No. Where the fuck is our early part of the year Mark Wahlberg action movie? I haven't seen it.
Exactly. Because normally it's January, right?
January to March. We have one more month.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from Wahlberg in a while.
Wahlberg's coming right now.
God damn it. Ray, get on to your news. Wahlberg's pissed me off.
Yeah.
All right.
Make some more fucking sandwiches in your sandwich show.
Wahlburgers. A pretty
Can we get a sequel to Four Brothers? Just 2?
Interesting thing.
It's 8 brothers. They had kids.
If there's a Four Brothers, I want to see a Three Brothers sequel from Multiplicity.
I want to see a Blues Brothers sequel.
How have y'all derailed the news so hard?
Because you
already?
weren't doing
Just
anything.
Ignore what you say.
You're just like,
Yeah.
do our own
Yeah.
conversation.
You're like,
Marvel.
that's
Oh,
normally-
hey, Marvel. Let's start our Marvel news.
licking your crusty chops.
This
You're like,
May,
on the
Marvel's
news.
going to start their thing that they're calling a fresh start in their comics.
Oh, reboot.
Another one.
Sort of, yeah.
Fresh start.
New 51.
Reboot.
Nope. Because
Secret Wars, Earth 617.
We're starting
Yeah.
everything off. Issue 1. Get your number 1s.
Chuck, your
Right
jokes
now.
aren't funny.
I know.
Continue.
already,
But it's the truth.
Venom #1 and Avengers #1 have been announced. This comes very soon after Legacy, which went back to Legacy numbering.
And that Venom
But
trailer.
also, right after that, they got a new editor-in-chief. So I see the dude probably wanting to like make his mark after Legacy was implemented
Yeah.
before he got in there. I don't know. We'll see when it happens. I know a lot of people get pissed off with all the #1s. #1, it sells. It does.
Yeah.
It bolsters the sales. But all of that stuff drops off pretty hard after that.
Very fast.
Yeah, very fast. Very, very fast. So we'll see what happens with this. This is not any type of hard reboot. None of the things that Marvel have done lately have been a hard reboot. I'm fairly certain Marvel's never had a hard reboot. DC has light, soft, hard reboots relatively often because New 52 was definitely that.
Yeah, it
And
was
then-
in 2011, right?
I don't know. 2010, 11, that sounds around
Yeah.
right. And then their newest one was
Rebirth.
Rebirth. So they've had a couple. I kind of honestly,
That was like 3 years ago.
as a Marvel,
2 to 3.
probably something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe less than that because we were definitely.
I mean, they're
probably
on like I thought they were in the late 20s, early 30s.
they're
on
in the
their
30s
books.
at least with Batman. I think they're in 35,
Rebirth?
36, maybe. Yeah.
That's it. Probably 2 years.
Yeah.
then. And
I honestly wish that Marvel would try a hard reboot of stuff, but they just they always
I don't know
do
why
these
they're so
things.
scared about it. I mean, at this point,
People are
they're
going to buy your comics.
I mean, they
regardless.
sort of did with the Ultimate
they've
stuff.
pretty much done it with Secret Wars, and then
No,
right after
because
Secret
everything
Wars,
after Secret Wars was still like set back to what was going on. So I mean, not much change. There were little things that changed, like Miles Morales there and such.
Old Man Logan, and
Yeah, absolutely. Some of that
Those
stuff
things.
moved over to this. I think they call it Earth Prime now. So
where have I heard that before?
yeah, I don't know if that's an official
Optimus
thing.
Prime.
No, it was in DC right after Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Optimus Prime. That's where you heard it from.
So we've got the new Batgirl movie that's coming out, and it's
Batgirl movie. What's
Batgirl.
that?
We've got the new Batgirl movie coming out, but with Joss Whedon writing, but
And directing.
but
I
now
heard a
we
rumor he
now we don't.
dipped.
Yeah,
He de-assed
Joss
it?
is out. In a release to Hollywood Reporter, he said Batgirl is such an exciting project, and Warner Brothers / DC such collaborative and supportive partners that it took me months to realize that I didn't really have a story. I'm grateful to Jeff and Toby and everyone who was so welcoming when I arrived and so understanding when I is there a sexier word than failed? So apparently Whedon is out for the Batgirl movie.
Is he going back to Marvel? What's he doing?
I don't think he's going to Marvel.
He's not
Joking.
going back to Marvel. I think he's pretty much kind of done there. He's done his thing there. I'm really surprised that Batgirl, like, he couldn't figure out something for Batgirl. That's his bread and butter.
I
Isn't
think
he
it was
like-
more like the bad taste in his mouth from Justice League.
That's what I'm.
That's what I'm wondering, because
That's what I'm
the way they
wondering.
did Snyder, and like I
And the
think,
backlash on
Well,
Whedon.
well, yeah, Whedon.
I mean-
good Lord, I've never seen nerds turn on a
Oh, I have.
creator
I fucking love that guy.
since Star Wars, since the prequels and George Lucas. Yeah, because
Yeah.
now everyone is hating on Whedon.
I don't get it.
I don't either. I still think
But haven't
the
you
stuff that
said
Whedon's done has been good.
Whedon's best work is with a female lead or a female character.
That's normally what he's really good at. He was
His
very
best
very
work is with a space pirate cowboy.
That's true.
Yeah, the
He
space
was very
ensemble
I mean, I
progressive.
did
series.
like Firefly.
Earlier
I
in
wasn't
his
talking about
career,
that.
but
What are you talking about?
that's
Was.
definitely been 20
Didn't watch
years.
it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Ate my love.
And I mean, I think a lot of people are hating on Justice League like he ruined it, but that movie was ruined before he got there, guys. Come on.
Regardless, they were talking like Snyder was fired like a long time before they
No,
actually were
absolutely.
releasing
And
it.
again, we've talked about people are wanting the Snyder cut. There's not a fucking Snyder cut. Snyder
No.
wasn't there to finish the film.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm kind of really surprised that he wasn't able to figure out anything for Batgirl. That's like,
I don't. I feel like it's less that he wasn't able to figure something out. I think it was more that
you don't want to do it.
it's probably
well, I
a
think
lot
this is
of
him gracefully bowing out. Maybe.
yeah. Like I don't know if I want to do it in this environment, and DC's probably like
Cool.
not like. It's like when somebody that you want to fire turns in the resignation, but
Yeah.
you
Then
don't
you could
want to
be
go
cool
through
with
it.
them?
You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're going to miss you, but hey,
Yeah. Then you can be cool with them still and be like,
you know,
oh,
you don't
man,
have to work out your 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We're sorry, man. We're gonna miss you. Yeah. Good luck on everything you do after this.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be a dick to them and all. So,
Exactly.
MGM is looking at Danny Boyle to direct Bond 25.
Hey.
Danny Boyle, you may know from 127 Hours, Slumdog Millionaire, Sunshine, and 28 Days Later and Transpotting.
Correct.
So, yeah. What are y'all's thoughts? Who
with
Bond wise? Who's the big Bond people?
probably
in here?
Mike and Chuck.
Chuck, are you a Bond?
I like the Daniel Craig Bonds.
Yeah.
I don't like the.
I
Daniel
think
Craig
that's the
Bond.
trend they're going to stay with. Is the more action oriented Bonds like Craig's done. So
I think they work better for this day and age.
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. I don't like Craig as a Bond, though. I don't
Craig was
think he's a
a
good
good
Bond.
He was.
He's not a very good-looking guy, and I think Bond should be
I
good-looking.
think he's gorgeous.
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Daniel Craig?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
He looks
Yeah.
good.
Are you kidding
we're just
me?
from a different generation, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're just-
Maybe. God.
I'm sorry you like fancy lads like
Fancy
Chris
lads.
Elliott.
Oh, God.
Woogie.
like Sean Connery. But hey, if
What you
want-
doing on March 13th, Chuck? Well,
Going
what
to
about
theater.
March 27th?
Going to theater.
Because either one of those days, you can be buying Last Jedi on March 13th. It'll be out on digital, and it'll be out on physical on March 27th. How do you feel about that? You
Oh,
gonna buy
cool.
it? You gonna purchase it?
Hell yeah.
I think I'm gonna get Ragnarok first.
I'm gonna purchase
What's
this
Ragnarok coming out?
Beginning of March, I believe. Also.
Oh yeah, I'll pick that up. Justice League 2.
Yeah, I'm
be
gonna
buying
go
that.
ahead and declare right now, Allison. You listen the fuck up. I'm buying Last Jedi when it comes out.
Yep.
We're
Blu-ray.
declaring it right
Budget
now.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I may have to wait depending on what books I buy.
What
No.
book? Oh, because you're now on Audible. You got that
Hey.
phone. He fucking resisted that phone for how long?
It's the only reason I have it now.
Months. God, and now just fucking broke.
Throws
Just
it on the
fell
floor.
Hey,
Hey,
exploded
now
into
he'll have to get
1,000
like
pieces.
a 6
Maybe
for success.
a 5S plus one.
Come on,
Yeah.
that phone's.
No, that phone's been dropped a billion times. That case is just shit. All right, we got a couple
It
of
works.
new trailers for some shows coming out. The first one is Legion Season 2. It's just a teaser. It's
I still got to watch season 1.
You have to watch Season 1, TJ.
We have to.
Yeah, no, it's good. It was my show of the year last year. It is good, guys.
It's just a show.
It is
I still have
just
to
a
watch
show.
Westworld too. So I mean, I'm on that.
Man, God, I have
Yeah.
honestly, as good as Westworld is, I would have a hard time telling you which one of these two to watch first. Legion is that good, but I know there are specific things that I'm gonna like about it because it's very, like I said, very stylized. There's a lot of weird things that happen in it that I love. It's very symmetrical, if that makes sense, in some of the
doesn't.
film. Well, thanks. and some of the cinematography and everything, and I love that. But yeah, the teaser for it, did that pique any of y'all's interest?
No.
Yeah.
I just like Plaza.
Well, yeah, of course.
But no, I have not seen the first
I
one.
like other architectural and structural buildings other than plazas.
But yeah, I don't know much about it, so I'll have to give it a chance. What, Ray?
Nothing. the other one we got was apparently kind of controversial on the interwebs. We got a Netflix series for Lost in Space.
I don't see what the big deal is.
From the look of all the set designs and everything in that 1 minute trailer of people walking into a spaceship, it looked pretty high quality.
Yeah, the quality looks good.
Yeah.
And let's be fair, most of the people that are going to be watching this were never alive when the original series came out. And most of them probably weren't even born when the movie remake came out.
That's true, too. I'll be honest, I can count on one hand the amount of original episodes that I have seen of Lost in Space. And I think I've seen 3, maybe 4. And I did see the original movie, or not the original movie, the one with Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty fun.
It's fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. Yeah, but
I don't remember anything about it.
Gary Oldman is the spider.
I remember that they were lost and they were in space. But that's the most I've got.
Robot going around going, "Danger, Will Robinson."
I have the toy. I have the ship toy.
Do you really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That's
it's really
weird.
Cool.
It's a cool
Post
ship.
a picture of that. I would love to see that.
I've physically brought it here one time.
Are you serious?
Ray's old.
Yeah.
It's a cool ship.
I did.
That's so. Why would
maybe 2 or 3 years? Probably 2 or 3 years ago.
I have
Does it have spiders in it now, so it's accurate?
I mean, it might. I can probably put it under Ray's house for a day and get a bunch of spiders.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Or
that'll make it accurate.
Maybe an opossum.
An opossum.
Gary Oldman head sculpt on it, and it'll be
from
set.
Fifth Element.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are y'all's thoughts? Y'all going to watch this?
Nope.
Probably not, but
Really?
I might check it out. You know,
It's according to what I'm watching at the time.
Yeah,
I'll see if people like it, then I'll hop on the bandwagon.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming out. I've
been watching it for like months. I even got
it's coming out on April 13th, so that's a busy month for me.
Ooh, that's Infinity Con weekend, isn't it?
April?
Infinity Con weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe a couple of weeks.
Well, I
after
guess
that,
it's not going to get a lot
on
of good ratings then, because everyone's going to be in Infinity Con.
Everyone will be there.
Everyone, including Ted DiBiase. He's coming on his own. Didn't even ask.
Nope.
Didn't even get invited. He's just showing up because he liked us so much.
Yeah.
I borrowed $20.
Sinbad will be there.
He's going to be
Take more money from Mike.
$999,050 man after buying one of these, one of our tickets, VIP tickets.
Oh man! All right, well that's it for the news. Y'all want to move on to some mailbags?
Yeah. Boo! Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right, guys. So we got a couple of questions. We got some questions coming to us from. Well, actually, first off, I wanted to talk about before we even jump into the questions tonight. We've been drinking on some Big Hal from Hal Patter. If you're local to the Lake City area, we talked about a couple of weeks ago. We went up and did some nerd trivia at our local brewery in Lake City. So if you're around,
dominated
on Tuesday nights, we dominated second place.
First loser.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we did get beaten by the smartest person I remembered in my high school and my former science teacher. So.
So that's pretty good. That's doing all right.
Yeah.
But we're drinking a Big Hal that's
No, it got drank.
It got drank. It's done.
It's a delicious brown ale.
Yeah.
It really is. Because sometimes we'll have like a Newcastle or something in here. Because last week I told Chuck, can you bring a Newcastle? Because I want to drink one. Newcastle is nothing compared to the...
Tasted like beer water. If Miller made an ale, that's how it tasted compared to Big Hal.
At first, I thought I'm not gonna like it because I'm like it's the brewery thing, blah blah blah, and y'all keep saying it's got all this flavor. I thought it was fucking delicious.
Flavor,
Yeah,
I know
delicious.
flavor and uniquely crafted items are just
Chuck
against
hates
you.
flavor.
Well, no, it's
Chuck
like
took a sip.
Just give me a
and his eyes
cafeteria.
were
Chuck
open.
didn't even take a sip. Chuck poured it. I poured it for Chuck. Chuck said, well, this smells good.
Yeah.
like the porter Nathan, or is it the porter Nathan likes? There's some I've tried, and I'm like,
Founders porter.
Founders.
Beer
Some of those I
Porter
don't like.
Nathan.
Like
You didn't like Founders?
Oh, I like Founders.
Some
I
of
like
them I don't.
Porters, though.
Oh.
Founder's like the only porter I do like.
I
Man, that's so
actually went
good.
up to Hal Patter twice. I was up there earlier with Allison and some friends she has from work. And then before the podcast, TJ got dropped off here, and Mike was like, hey, we're up at Hal Patter. I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I'm going back up there.
I
Because
refer
Chuck
to
was
myself
late.
in the royal we. We were up in Hal Patter.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Chuck was late.
He was nice. I was drinking by myself.
Anyway, so tonight we're enjoying. They we got a growler of the Big Howl, like we said, and we've been enjoying that quite a bit.
Yeah, I would almost call it a big howler because
of the growler and the Big Howl.
Yeah,
that's good. I like
really
that.
Good.
We'll have to see if we can get them to change that.
It made
name.
me howl at the poon.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We got some questions, so let's start off on the Facebooks. What y'all think?
Greg Steele.
Walks in the place.
I like my dicks like I like my last names. Steely.
Walks in.
Steely Dan.
I
His
think
nads clank.
Puts on that I-beam of a cock. Greg Steele.
So Greg Steele asks, anyone been watching Altered Carbon on Netflix? What do you think?
Fucking sucks. I
Yeah,
haven't
we
seen an
fucking hate
episode.
the shit
No,
out
I've
of
seen
it.
it.
Just kidding. I have actually watched 2 episodes. I watched one episode 2 weeks ago and another episode last week. Not last week. Like when I was working on the podcast last weekend to upload it, I watched the second episode. It, to me, feels like Blade Runner meets Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
I've been digging it, but just not digging it enough to like super binge it. I know it's not something Allison's going to be into. So
Allison's going to hate it. So
Allison's going to hate the fuck out of it. So
not allowed to watch it.
So I guess I'm the only one that can actually answer that, Greg.
I wanted to see it, but I've not got around to it.
Well, it sucks that you didn't like
It has not come up on the priority list yet.
Altered shit.
Yeah, it's one of those shows I'm afraid something else is going to come up that I like really want to watch.
Well, you better watch it all at once then.
Because something else is going to come up and I'm going to quit watching it. I know that's what's going to happen, but I hope it doesn't. So, moving over to Instagram. Let's see. Amish Baby Machine asks, who would win in a fight? A dweeb or a nerd?
Well, I guess we have to define these two terms.
Well, we have to decide. Well, instead of defining, let's make a group. Who's a dweeb and who's a nerd? Like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is he a dweeb or is he a nerd?
He's a Chad.
Oh, I would say Dwayne is a nerd.
If either, it'd be a nerd.
So let's say
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Is he a dweeb or a nerd?
I don't think he's either, is he?
I mean, if
He's
The
been
Rock
with
is
The Rock,
either...
he's been with The Rock in a lot of movies, man.
That doesn't make you a dweeb or a nerd because you hang out with The Rock.
So what makes The Rock a nerd then?
Because he's into nerd things.
Why the fuck are we
Is
talking
he?
about the fucking Rock?
Well,
it's our
always
podcast.
the first
We have
one that
to
comes
talk
up.
about The Rock.
How can we not talk about The Rock?
Dwight and Jim. Which is which?
No, I was gonna say. Well, what about I forgot his name. The guy that does the duck.
Or Dwight and Andy.
Howard.
Howard. Not
Gilbert
Howard
Godfrey?
the duck. Gilbert Godfrey. Is he a dweeb or a nerd?
Okay, guys, here
I
we
would
go.
say
He's just an asshole.
Right.
He's a
Mike.
dweeb.
Mike.
Here we go, guys.
We are killing this whole thing. This
Dweeb.
is the funniest.
A boring, studious, or socially inept person.
Okay.
Nerd. A foolish or contemptible person who lacks social skills or is boringly studious, or a single-minded expert in a particular technical field.
At one point, it sounded like they're both the same.
That was a real good way to suck all the funny out of this room.
Well,
You do that all on your own.
Yeah.
In fact, they feel that it's a blend of dwarf and phoebe, which is a 20th century term for a feeble-minded person.
All right.
Apparently, dweeb really picked up 1980 and now. So it sounds like they're the same exact thing.
Yeah. I'm...
All right.
You tell that guy, get a thesaurus, asshole.
Okay, Vin Diesel and The Rock, I guess.
No, I was going to say Gilbert Gottfried is a dweeb. The Rock is a nerd, so who would win?
Well, if it's just based off your mental prowess, probably Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah.
It's based off ass whooping,
No, it's
probably
a fight.
The Rock.
This is a fight. In a fight.
The Rock would probably beat Gilbert Godfrey.
Probably. I'd say, yeah.
Well, Gilbert Godfrey's like 5'1", and he's probably
He
in his
seems like
60s
the type of
now.
guy, though, that would
have a contingency plan.
cheat.
Yes. Back up.
Well, yeah. He would probably bring in someone like Sinbad.
I don't think Gilbert Gottfried is nefarious as you make him out to be. I think he's probably got a heart of gold.
Yes. And so does The Rock, so they wouldn't really
Did
fight.
I make him out to be nefarious?
Well, you guys are over here saying Gilbert Gottfried's a good guy.
Oh, okay. I just said
He's better than Bob Saget any day of the week.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a good
what
dweeb.
about Bob Saget versus The Rock?
Bob Saget is definitely a dweeb.
Yeah. So
He's also a tryhard.
would he win against The Rock?
If it was making terrible comedies, yeah, he definitely would.
All right. Just call me Batista on Instagram. Says Chuck.
Sounds like Phil Batista.
What's the best
Or
WWE?
it's
Listen,
Drax.
this is for Chuck. This is specifically
We fucking
for
care
Chuck.
about.
What's the best WWE match you've ever seen? And for everyone, what's the one moment you guys what's the one movie you guys rewatch the most regularly? So Chuck, what's the best WWE match you've ever seen? He's got a two-parter here, guys. Classic two-parter.
I think trying to find what your favorite match is, it's what I might think is favorite is not going to... It changes over
Your
time.
specific favorite. So what's your
Your
favorite now?
favorite right now. How about that? Let's all
Right now?
Well, what's your
Right now.
favorite late?
Your favorite. We don't care
What
what
is
the
Charles
favorite is.
Garrett Devereaux's
I have my favorite, but it's transition now. It's the matches don't matter. It's the
we
moments.
don't care. Just tell us.
No, we want to
Just
know
give
the
us the
favorite
match.
match.
Just tell us. Hulk Hogan
No.
and Andre the Giant. WrestleMania
No.
3.
No.
That's not WWE.
Motherfucker, it's the same company. WWF.
WWF is not WWE, Chuck.
That's right.
Oh, sorry. Goldberg versus Rikishi.
No. It's always going to
The
be
Rock
Savage.
versus Gilbert Godfrey.
Macho King Randy Savage with Queen Sherry versus Ultimate Warrior.
Macho
WrestleMania.
King.
Motherfucker
Is that
versus
a real
Ultimate
thing?
Warrior. WrestleMania 7. Retirement match.
Who retired? Both of them?
No, Savage did. Well, it's pretty much it was a retirement match because Savage had a lot of injuries he was working through, and it was
He probably
for time off.
needed to retire.
just to heal up. He wasn't ready to quit.
He had
But it was
to.
91, so
He had to bulk up for his bone saw role
that
10
was-
years later.
It was so good.
91, 2001. Yeah, that's about right. God.
Yeah.
But
That was so
I
good.
just I just go back to that because it's one of my favorites. But
Bonesaw is
by
ready.
today's standard,
He had to get in shape for
Look
his
at
Slim
fucking
Jim commercials
buff.
throughout the 90s.
All
man.
those tassels aren't cheap.
Yeah.
but
Each
I don't
one was each tassel was an enemy he vanquished in the ring.
but like I said, I've transitioned more to now moments because you're not going to matches are just going to come and go, but moments they stay.
What's your favorite moment then, Chuck?
There's too many. There's too many.
Oh,
There's too
come
many.
on! You've been asking us.
There's
with
too
your
many.
eyes to ask what your favorite moment is.
Which
And
one?
in the words of Ghost Babe Ruth, heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
one.
What's your legendary
There's
favorite?
too many moments. That's what I'm
No,
focusing
one,
on.
One.
One.
If I'm going to take a ball peen hammer and smash your big toe, what is your favorite?
I have two big toes.
Okay.
I'll smash them both.
I mean, there's too many to go for.
You know what? Let's skip
Fuck
it.
you,
This,
Chuck.
Skip it.
this is
There's too many to go
skip it.
for.
This is not
thing.
entertaining. Chuck not wanting to talk on a podcast.
Yeah.
Let's move.
I can't
We're
pick
on
just
a
one
podcast.
thing.
Past you.
We're on.
Past you.
Sorry, brother. Let's
Ray,
move on.
move.
Well,
movie.
and we're going to skip him on this because he can't pick just one. What's the movie that you rewatch the most regularly?
Well, I have 3.
Oh,
No,
see?
it's Iron
you have
Man.
3 that you can tell us about on a podcast where you talk weekly to the people that listen out there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, go ahead, Mike.
It's going to be, number one, it's Iron Man. That's one movie that I voluntarily watch a lot. Movies that I don't voluntarily watch a lot that just happen to be on, The Departed.
You watch The Departed all the time? Repeatedly?
Whenever it's on, I watch
Wow,
it.
okay.
Same with
I love
Shawshank.
that movie. The end?
You said 3.
Oh, well, I was just being facetious
Oh,
because
okay.
Chuck couldn't
Right.
decide. So
Star
probably
Wars.
Shawshank.
Star Wars.
Yeah, A New Hope or Empire all the time. Also,
But if Return of the
Guardians.
Jedi's on, you just pop that VHS right out. Like, fuck this movie.
No, just if I choose to watch one, it's going to be one of
Boba
those
Fett
two.
never really died.
If I'm watching the one movie that I seem to always watch all the time. No, Apollo 13.
Tommy Knockers.
It's
made for
weird,
TV.
but I always get sucked into that movie every time I watch it.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's not one I would have thought, but
Sounds like a dweeb thing.
it probably is.
I just love seeing Bill Paxton barfing.
I mean, it's got a great cast in it, and
That's a good cast.
No,
Who
it's
broke
just-
their arm?
Huh.
Because he had a great cast.
Yeah.
Whew, you've been full of those tonight.
Full of great puns. There you go. That's gonna be our name. Who broke their arm? 0 listens.
All right. Any other questions, Ray?
That's the questions
A
for
Few
the
Good
week.
Men is the movie I will always watch.
Well,
That's
all right.
weird.
Well,
That's
this has
weird
been,
how I heard that. And then, what was that? I
didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
It is weird. It's like
Yeah.
feedback on the mic or something.
Did you come up with a
A
moment?
Few Good Men.
No, a moment.
I have like 7 or 8.
No,
A
we
Few
want
Good
one.
Men. I'm
Mike
not
had 2
surprised that
movies.
that's what you want.
That's
okay.
the, that's
Well,
the
give
name
us
of that
2 moments.
strip club that I caught you in. A Few Good Men.
Yeah.
Give us 2 moments.
2 moments. It would have to be Shawn
Best
Michaels.
of all time.
Trying to
Favorite
speak.
of all time.
What was Owen Hart versus the ground? Was it Chris
Ooh.
Benoit versus his kids?
No. Kid and
Ah.
wife. Kid and wife. Shut up, Ray. But
Was it Eddie Guerrero versus his heart? Was
That's
it Macho
just
Man
cold.
Randy Savage versus Alligator Alley
no, he died of a heart attack.
while driving an Alligator Alley?
Yeah. You guys are fucking horrible.
Slim Jims.
All
But,
I'm saying is the
WrestleMania-
world was supposed to end on May 12th, and
And it
the
didn't.
day before, Randy Macho Man Savage died,
And took
and the
our
world
place.
lived.
WrestleMania 24, Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. It was Ric Flair's last match wrestling in the WWE, and pretty much, I think he wrestled TNA, but it was just an emotional moment. I don't. I'm just not going to give you any more of that because you guys are dicks.
My favorite was Hulk Hogan versus his receding hairline.
That was from like
Hulk
the
Hogan versus Just for-
70s.
It was a classic one.
Hulk Hogan versus Just for Men for his
Hulk
mustache.
Hogan versus YouTube.
Andre the Giant versus his catcher's mitt-sized
And
heart.
I'm just going to go just WrestleMania 20, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H versus Chris Benoit.
They're both Shawn Michaels.
You
like
asked
Shawn
for
Michaels?
moments.
No, I'm saying they're both.
The reason why
they're both
that
Shawn
match-
Michaels.
What kind of thing do you have for Shawn Michaels?
the
Shawn
end of
Michaels.
that
Shawn
match,
Michaels, so boring.
WrestleMania 20, it was Shawn Michaels versus Triple H versus Chris Benoit. You asked what my favorite moments were. At the end of that match, Chris Benoit won his first world title.
We actually asked
Confetti's
you
going down.
what match was your favorite, but
And then his
He
wife
said
and kid
moments.
ran out to him.
No, Eddie Guerrero came out. And they hugged because
God.
they'd gone through the whole thing together. Their whole
Oh.
careers. So you said moments at the end.
well, but the question said
I
match.
said my favorite match earlier. And you guys were giving me shit for it because I couldn't
Well,
decide on a moment.
To be fair, we give you shit about everything.
I know.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Somehow you've made this worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How? How?
How many episodes have you been on,
How?
Chuck, and you don't know how this works
How?
yet?
Why don't you just get broiled down in some semantics and technicalities again?
Another
That would,
favorite
that would just be
that
so
I
great.
enjoyed.
right now.
whoa,
was WrestleMania.
You're trying to move
You're
on
going
to
to three?
Oh, yeah. TJ were like, listen, WrestleMania 17.
What's that?
Steve Austin versus The Rock. Double turn in Houston, Texas.
Oh no, I don't like that. That was
Oh, no.
horrible.
How about Bret
Oh, no,
Hart's
it's
career
good.
versus Vince McMahon?
Goldberg's foot. New Year's Revolution, 2006.
I'm loving Mike's
Revolution?
moments, honestly.
Yes. What's Mike doing?
I think Mike's moments have been better
I
than
know.
all of yours.
I know. It was Edge's first world title win. At the,
The
end of
Edge? Was
yes, the
Bono
Edge.
there?
How
No.
about Trump versus Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No, they didn't wrestle. It was the Battle of the Billionaires. It was Umaga versus Bobby Lashley. WrestleMania 22 or 23? No, 22. No, 21 because it was in Los Angeles. Bobby Lashley was representing Donald Trump. Umaga was representing Vince McMahon. Umaga lost, so they got to shave Vince's head. And Austin was the guest referee for that match also.
Who's the rest freak? Because that sounds
Referee.
boring as fuck.
Oh, no, it's kind of interesting. Everybody
Of
was
course,
excited about it. And
you
the
would
whole time,
disagree.
you saw a lot of people. Never mind, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to get political. I'm done.
Yeah, Vince McMahon with the XFL is pretty political.
No.
Okay,
No.
what else we got?
No, everybody
That's
was
all we
cheering
Chuck, do you
for
understand
Trump.
how a fucking joke works?
No, I don't.
I know what you mean.
I do.
God damn it.
What?
Fuck you. You're off the pod.
What I do?
This
Don't
is
you
Chuck's
understand
last
how
podcast,
jokes work?
everybody.
What did I do?
Last podcast on.
Well, I just literally explained what you did. You did not understand a joke that is very
Chuck's
easy.
last podcast, everybody.
We appreciate you coming out.
Yeah. It's been
I'm
a
going to
good run.
vomit up all the beer you ever gave me right on you.
This is a comfortable chair.
You
if y'all want it.
still have to bring
Guys, have a
beer
good
to
night.
my house on Sundays.
Done.
But you're not
And you
podcast next week.
Leave after you drop the beer.
And
Okay,
it better be
guys.
Halpatter beer from here on out.
Whatever. It's going to be
All right,
fucking
whatever. Well, fuck this podcast.
Miller shit. Fuck
Yeah.
this. Fuck Chuck and fuck.
Fuck.
You know, the only thing I don't want to fuck is our listeners. I like our listeners, but fuck this podcast. And you know what?
This
might
last
be the
episode. We're done.
We'll be done until I get
shit!
really lonely.
How did I not even do this? We missed this on the news. I didn't even bring this up because Nathan wasn't here to remind me. Guys, this is the last podcast because we've done it.
Oh yeah, who
did
gives
it.
a shit about this
We
little
did
tidbit
it.
of?
So apparently, Devil Dinosaur is getting a television show.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
I wonder what dinosaur they're getting to play him.
I hope all of them.
I hope it's the grown up one from that dinosaur show with the kids.
Oh
you know.
yeah, the grown up one.
Hit the baby. You know, maybe he's grown up now.
Fuck,
He's
yeah,
probably-
I'm mad about
he's-
that.
Yeah.
He's
He should
probably
be now.
ripped.
Yeah,
Have you seen Jaleel White? He's in
Yeah.
good shape. I mean, why couldn't the baby be in good shape?
Man,
Exactly.
I'm mad we forgot about this. I'm mad Nathan wasn't here. I'm mad about Chuck. I'm so angry after
This
this
is the
podcast.
angriest
This is the
podcast
angriest
we've
podcast
had.
I've ever had.
Yeah.
Fuck TJ's pissed. The whole fucking podcast is pissed.
Everyone's pissed.
Yeah,
God
I'm
damn it. Fucking damn it. All right, whatever. What the fuck?
Dinosaur
Who
win.
gives a fuck?
I'm out.
Exactly. Devil Dinosaur is a joke.
Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes is recorded at the illustrious Big Brown Record Town Studios in beautiful downtown Lake City. Episodes are published each Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and Google Play. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Nerds Who Get Laid. We're at Nerds Who Get Laid on Twitter and Instagram. We're part of the Geeks World Wide podcast network. You can find reviews and articles we write at thegww.com. We're also part of the Modest Pod podcast network. We're on FloridaGeekscene.com and also WeBeGeeksPC.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. You can also check out the show notes for links about things we talked about in this episode. Thanks so much.
This has been a production of the GWW Radio Network. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Also, check out Geeks Worldwide at thegww.com for all the latest news, reviews, and opinions on video games, comics, movies, TV, cosplay, and more. Geeks!